naira. Still them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud down, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman pikin, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don.
In the time of poverty like this, the economic principle of Yusuf is what everybody should apply in his own lives. Eat little, save more. You don't know what is happening. Kese la nri lowo, makasakasa timbo. $1 was just 800 naira or thereabout a couple of months ago. Now $1 is over 1,000 naira. How much will it go? Nobody knows. Tori to nse falafulu. Ogba salary kilawa. Igberaga week. Gbera resanle like. Eat little and save more. Ayé tá ń jẹ chicken kọ́ la wà yìí mọ́. Ayé shawarma kọ́ mọ́. Ayé ice cream kọ́. Mu gààrí. Jẹ pọ̀nmọ́. Gbàgbé táwọn doctor sọ pé kò ní nutritional value. Kí ló fẹ́ nutritional value pẹ̀lú kíni?
Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe é.
Thank you so much for joining me. Merry Christmas again. From wherever you are watching from, remember, share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Tonight is the People's Parliament, where you would have the opportunity to appear on this screen like others, and you can share what are your own humble experience of Nigeria in 2023, and how much impression does this have on you, and what are your own kind of a view of what 2024 will be all about. Just say
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook.
Thank you very much.
And yes,
there is a link that is going to bring you straight into the studio, and you can join me live. Remember, it is a very, very safe zone right now on Mayegun's Diary Politico. Come and tell us something that we didn't know.
Ìjọ ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì. Presido bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì. Even though it's meant to be a black Sunday of a Plateau State, 128 people recorded or reported killed by Fulani terrorists. Àní ẹ̀sùnra ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì. Máyégún ti dé.
Mo ti dé. Good evening to you. Good morning to you. And good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun's Diary Political, and this is Mayegun live. But it's not just going to be Mayegun tonight. It's going to be the People's Parliament. Okay? To those who have who are probably participating in this for the first time, probably our new members in the Temple of Truth. So there is a segment on Mayegun's Diary Political where everyone, the viewers, including yourself, can actually participate, not just by calling in, but by joining the studio from the comfort of your own home. And you can also express your own points. Whatever you have in mind, you have just about 5 minutes to share them, Abi, for others to also express theirs too. But it does help before you participate to read what we are likely going to be talking about. Okay? Sometimes what you have in mind to say, what you want to say, is not being discussed. It doesn't matter. That's why it is called the People's Parliament. I have no idea what you want to say, but it is your own chance. So what you have to do is this: go to a quiet place in that your home where you will not be disturbed. Now you see the device you want to use in joining us. For example, if you are using your phone to watch this broadcast, you cannot use that same phone to join us. Okay? It's not going to work. It will be echoing. Then, once you have the device you want to use, the link to the studio is right there in the comment or right in the description of the broadcast. Copy it and then follow it. Put your name on, put the camera on, and put clothes on. Please don't join us while you are lying down in your bedroom with the lights off. Please don't join us, okay? When you have your shirt and you're like topless, sitting in a place, you need to know that this is like you joining the CNN. It's like being invited to come and share your opinion on something. On BBC, on CNBC. You will never want to appear irresponsible, nonchalant and all that. So I will see you behind the scene. If the camera is not on, if the room doesn't look like somebody I want to see on my screen, I will kick you out just to let you know. Then when you get kicked out, if you come back on again, I will stop you. You will never have access to join again. There's just simple instructions. So these are just the little you should know for those who are probably joining us for the first time. It is always very interesting, but before we get into it fully, I kind of always get everyone in the mood by giving us a catch up of what is going on. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you have seen that Confessor Soyinka. Yeah, he met with Kolu, okay? And according to him, he went to Kolu to go and present a 7-point agenda. That number one, Tifnumbu is stubborn. He personally told him 2 years ago that he's too old and he should leave the place for young people. That's what he said. But Tifnumbu did not listen to him. Now that he's the president, so Confessor now took a 7-point agenda to him. And he said, I'm going to give him 1 year before I can begin to know what to say about Tifnumbu. Okay? So I'll share that with you. Alex Otti too, the Abia governor, the one that the majority currently believe is the first time in 24 years that the Abia people are actually having a tiny tertiary tension, whatever your democracy has to offer in the last 24 years. It's been a family affair in Abia State before him. So he met with Kolu, and he also has something to say by telling you to kind of be patient. Tinubu's policies are going to finally work, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? I'll share that with you. And then, yeah. But before we get to that one, do you know? Okay, let's start with that, because I want to see if there are something to say about the killings that happened in Plateau State yesterday. Baba, slaughter, genocide in the 2 local government areas, about 8 communities. The Fulani terrorists were just going from one village community to another, slaughtering whatever is moving. Men, women, children, everything. 128, that's the official. But you know now, just multiply that by 2, and then you get your original figure. Because they are still not unable to find some people. Fulani terrorists, armed to the teeth, in the middle belt part of Nigeria. Baba, it's like they are stronger than ever. I'm coming back to that. Confessor.
My first visit. Well, actually, it's an embarrassing visit, because when I visited him the last time, it was to try and persuade him not to run for office. I think I've written about that. I told Atiku and himself that they should please leave the grounds for young people. That's the last time we met, about 5 years ago. And I call him secretly Olori Kunku, a stubborn man. So he ignored my advice completely. So I came to see how he was doing after neglecting my advice. Wanted to see if both he and his wife were weathering Nigeria as well as can be expected, and to wish them a happy Christmas. He's an old friend, as you know very well. And it was as a friend that I told him, don't run, leave this thing alone. But he ignored me.
Now that he has decided to run, like Olori Kunku you called him, are you convinced otherwise now?
Well, you know, something you may have noticed about me, that most heads of state, when they take office, I always leave them alone for about the first year. I don't know if you've seen that, if you've noticed that. Because they need, I know when they come in, they don't start from ground zero. They often start even lower than ground zero, and they have to make up. So I have this personal policy, whether it's Obasanjo or Buhari or Jonathan, you'll notice that during the first year, I hardly ever say anything. And then people ask me, why are you not talking? I say, go and ask the last person whether I spoke during the first year. So I'm adopting the same principle this year. At the end of 1 year, ask me that question.
So what would you like to see him do in the next...
That's very simple. I came here with a 7-point agenda. And we had a very thorough discussion on those items.
A town hall different from Blue Bulaba.
So we have to wait till December 2024 and all of that, okay? So then Alex Otti too. Who had this to say? I think I should just put them all together now before we continue our gist.
Well, you know, he came in at a very difficult time when inflation was close to 30%. The debt, national debt, almost $40 billion. And then unemployment close to 33.3%. Then the management of the economy at that time was also a big challenge with almost 24 trillion naira printed, what is described as ways and means. So anyone that understands how the economy works will agree that it's a very difficult challenge. So one thing is that he has been very courageous unifying the exchange rate, and then removing petroleum subsidy, which actually had become a scam and costing us a lot of money. So those policies are good, but then they come with their negative sides. They come with challenges for an economy where over 60% of the population are living below the poverty line. So it's not going to be easy immediately, but I believe that if we are patient and if we go through the policies without compromising.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
You know, when they lie, you can tell. Alex Otti faced the camera and he said Tifnubu has been bold in his decisions. That Tifnubu has been able to unify the exchange rate. Is that true? Do you now have one exchange rate in Nigeria? That's right, there's a nuisance in here. Well, I understand, like, see all of that, the national debt, but the same Tifnubu, that is making a great decision and all that nonsense. Anyway, so none of them mentioned what was going on in, what do you call it, in Plateau State. So let's talk about it. Okay. They said that the Fulani terrorists, 2 local government areas, I actually want to pick them so that I can use their exact names. 2 local government areas where they have killed 100, they put official, they said 128 Nigerians. Those are the bodies they've still found. Fulani terrorists were going from one community. As at yesterday, some communities, some people were actually on social media where they were kind of raising the SOS. So we are receiving reports that they are already attacking so village now. Oh, they've moved to another one. Oh, they've moved to my mother's grandparents, maternal this or that village. And it was like a killing galore on the eve of a Christmas. As it is, Kolu and the rest, just like you had it under Bukwari, Kolu and the rest, they are receiving visitors and partying and the rest, okay, because Kolu met Nigeria under ground zero, below ground zero. But people that met Nigeria below ground zero, decided to use 42 billion naira to care for Tifnubu's wife's office. To use 10 billion naira to renovate Tifnubu's house in Abuja, guest house, Shetema's guest house in Lagos, 10 billion. To buy a new yacht, borrow money to do all of this, so 48 billion naira to buy cars. But they met Nigeria at underground zero. But you would have to sacrifice come next year. So tonight, as we call it, the People's Parliament, it's not always so busy, so don't worry. All you have to do is that to be part of it, all you have to make sure of is read the description of the convo, okay? And then check the link too, okay? Set yourself up and just hit the join button. Now, when you join, I'm going to see you in the studio, like I can see like about a few people here already. So I'm going to encourage you, if you can hear me, please put on your camera as you are in the studio yourself, okay? So once you show up on my own in the studio, then the next thing is, you're going to show up on the screen, and then we can have a chat. Now, remember, I have managed, okay, let me even kind of give you an highlight of how this is going to be, okay? So that we are going to make it an interesting conversation tonight. All right. In 2022, this was at the height of the preparation for the 2023 charade. There were a lot of expectations, Abi, especially for those who were really, really positive that something was going to happen in Nigeria in 2023. The obedient movements, and everyone who kind of existed then actively until the 2023 came, and then the drama that also enveloped it. Tinubu will be disqualified. Tinubu will not be sworn in. The judiciary will save Nigeria. Or the judiciary is done. Maybe all that stuff. They are like some experience for so many people. Because within it, a lot also happened. The tribal, religious tension brought by APC, Egbekegbe, that got so escalated that they killed people. This also humbled a lot of people about Nigeria. So in 2023, there were those who felt like, I am done now. Now, this is all I wanted. And now, I now agree with Mayegun. Let us just break this whole thing up. They were not like that last year. Some of you were not like that. Today, if they are talking about, let us discuss about breaking Nigeria and the rest, because of what Nigeria, the experience you have in this 2023. A lot of them that you've not really been able to share with everyone. You have been angry, and you have not been able to tell people why. For some reason, this 2023 gave you some different level understanding of Nigeria. And here you are, in your own words, because this is just few days to the end of the 2023. And 2024 is just right there. What is your own enthusiasm about that? What is your expectation of Nigeria then? And all of that stuff. That's what we want to have a conversation around, okay? So when you come on, remember, you have just about 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes to kind of present yours, say yours and all that. Or if I sort of engage you, have a conversation around, well, maybe what you are talking about, yeah, you can have an extra. But always remember, for others. And to everyone who always love to join late, I have one advice for you. You can tell now that it is not busy yet. So that's an advantage for you to join if you want to. The moment it becomes kind of busy, okay, and you are like joining towards the end of it, that sort of kind of pains more, like, So I hope you take the advantage of that. However, why others are putting on their camera, I've only had just about 3 people who have put on their cameras. Please put them on, mute your microphone, and stay on there. I can see you, and I don't know if you can hear me too, but I can see you. So I'm not sure if you can see me, but anyway, I can. And therefore, once I realize that you are set, we'll come on board, we'll do it as we do it, and then more people join us as we continue, okay? So please, use the chance that it is not so busy now. So, talking about some of us who have seen through the charade called Nigeria, that Nigeria has already been divided. But some of you who are yet to grasp that reality are those who are thinking there's still something that could save Nigeria. Some are saying that, leadership. Once Nigeria have good leadership now, everything will change. In all those things you have kind of picturing and hoping about Nigeria, there are some of us who have seen beyond that. We might be young and we might be older. It doesn't really matter. Sure, you get. It doesn't take much to understand Nigeria. Like I said, if you are joining me, please don't lie down in your bed, okay? Don't lie down in a bed and make it look like you are just somewhere in your bed, like talking on those Instagram videos. This is not Instagram video. It's not a TikTok video. It's like a proper presentation, So please, and then make sure that it's light so that we can see your face, okay? Put your face on on the camera that we can see who is talking as well, all right? Please, somebody just popped in there. It's like they just woke up on their bed and they put on that. So please don't. Yeah. For those who understand Nigeria well, okay, in Nigeria, they have one constitution, and that constitution is called the 1999 Constitution. Now, the 1999 Constitution is not written by the people. There was never a time that people actually, where they conducted any referendum on that paper. So the long story short, those who put the nonsense together, they put together a decree, military decree. Now, inside that military decree, okay, it is like what do you call it? One country, two laws. You see, that 1999 constitution is more sort of a more pronounced, active in southern Nigeria than northern Nigeria. In northern Nigeria, they have a different set of law, which is Islamic law, Sharia. So this idea of Sharia is that even though Nigeria law exists, but in practice, they want to practice even their government practices like it is a Islamic government in that northern Nigeria. And they will tell you that is their way. So their Sharia laws are more powerful than Nigerian law when it comes to the northern Nigeria. Do you understand that now? Now, in northern Nigeria, they have the power to put together, paramilitary or military or whatever, like police. They call them the Islamic police, Isba police. Now, you see this Isba police, Nigeria law says as a Nigerian, you can live anywhere you are, anywhere you choose to live. You can live anywhere you want. That law is not true. Sure, you understand that? Then you can practice any religion of your choice. That is not true in practice. So this Sharia North or the Sharia North, their own law supersede that 1999 constitution. Even though they exist together, they pretend to. So when the military and the police, the way they operate in northern Nigeria, they will have to operate in Islamic dictate of those who are very much powerful religiously. They are religious leaders there. They are more powerful than the military generals in Nigeria. Of course, somebody will be like, you are joking. Oh, damn it, man. When I say powerful, I'm talking about literally, because the moment even the Nigeria military, Nigerian service chiefs, they don't want to offend the Sharia North. Because once you do, your career is over. That is how much, you know what I mean? Those who are supposed to use Nigeria law to protect Nigerians, they are powerless when it comes to the northern Nigeria. It is there, but not until you become the victim of it. You may not know. It is then you begin to question that, is it the same country? Now, as a Nigerian, they say you can run your business, legitimate business, anywhere in Nigeria. As a Nigerian, legitimate business that you are paying taxes on. But that is just the law of 1999 constitution. There are businesses you cannot run in northern Nigeria. Beverage businesses, alcohol businesses. You can't. So they have police that is more powerful than Nigerian police. If the Isba police take over your hotel or they take over your business, everything once they accuse your business of anything and the Isba police comes around, Nigeria police, Nigeria military, they stay away. That is that one Nigeria. So we started telling people that, listen, a lot of you psychologically, you are doing your best to try to placate the Sharia North so as for you to feel like you are Nigerian. Your criminal leaders sometimes want you to believe that, you need to, before you can become anything in Nigeria, you need to at least be very nice to the North. Watch what you say, because it can come back to bite you. Sure, you understand? So if you say anything about the one day it's going to come back. Because they can use that against you enough. And for those who are from the southern Nigeria, who are power mongers, hungry criminals, gluttons, they will do everything to keep it that way, even though they know how divided Nigeria is that way. Nigerians will lose their businesses to the Isba policemen and the rest of them. Nothing will happen. Not even any court can give you any judgment and say Isba police burning your alcohol, burning your businesses. So, it's against the law in Nigeria. It is against Nigeria law. It's against Nigeria law for them to attack your business. So they have no constitutional right at all. But they have created that, the Sharia law. Inside the 1999 constitution, Sharia was mentioned there over 43 times. Sharia, 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 Islamic Sharia, Sharia, over 43 times mentioned. But the people, do you have any right you can call Catholic right or something like that? Because it's religious. Where they want Sharia, all of now will be Catholic. They're supposed to mention your own whatever law in your own book and your religion too. All of us will be Ogboni. Ogbogbo jege. They were supposed to mention the Ogbogbos there too. But Sharia was mentioned there, and people of Nigeria, people, was probably mentioned like maybe one or twice. That is inside that's in Nigeria that all of you I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honesty. But when you know, you tell yourselves and say, this northern Nigeria is the problem of Nigeria. Underage voters, Alimajiri, this and that, rigging election. No, you know what I mean? You are deceiving yourselves, but I know that. That is why people like me believe that whether you realize it sooner or later, we are all going to arrive at the same kind of point where you know that it is not that we wish Nigeria evil. It is because Nigeria is built to be the way it is. And if you value your life, if you really, really cherish your future, especially that of your children, you cannot continue to defend the status quo. So as you are preparing for 2024, Katsina Isba, they have also opened shop. They've launched their own Isba in Katsina. They don't get anything. They will use the money. They don't even have money. They don't generate any real money. They rely on the federal allocation from the crude oil and tax money. VAT, all those taxes. So that is the money they use to buy them uniforms. And guess their job? Their job is they are moral policemen. They will go to hotels and look at those who are, who are boyfriend, girlfriend coming to hotels. That is haram. They will arrest them. They will shave the head of those who they believe that are wearing some hairstyle that they don't like in Islam. They will shave their head. So whenever they realize that somebody committed blasphemy, they will arrest them, take them to Sharia court, sentence them to death. That's what they are grouping them for. They have nothing to add, though, no value to add to anything, though. But they will collect allocation every end of the month. And they will pay them like that and say they are doing the work of Allah in that, what do you call it? Well, anyway, I'm going to bring on the parliamentarians that have shown sort of readiness and consistency that they are still there. So please, you can mute your microphones so that when it gets your turn, then we can, you know what I mean? So Merry Christmas. So by the way, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Prince Jejema.
Baba Tukaro Mike. Merry Christmas. Everybody.
So you are the early callers tonight. So which means that we can start. Others, I don't know why. I think some people are kind of camera shy sometimes. Or some are just testing it out like, is that me going to just come on the screen like that? Yeah, you are. You are welcome to joining us on the, the Temple of Truth, the People's Parliament tonight. So, dear parliamentarians, the way we are going to do it tonight is we have all experienced this Nigeria of 2023. A lot happened, a lot. So a lot of us have had more experience about Nigeria now than you had a year ago. So now that we are going into 2024, with your own experience, either humbling experience or a sort of recertification, or what should I call that one? Like something to reascertain your conviction. That we know it and we are not wrong. I know I am not wrong, and I'm not really surprised. So we would like you to kind of make it about your experience, and then you can then share on whatever else you have in mind tonight. So we'll make it as interesting as possible, and we hope the network is going to be our friend on our side while others join us, okay? So I'm going to start with Jude. He's been there for a while. So I'm going to start with you. Then I'm going to go straight to Paul. After Paul is going to be Prince JJ Man, okay? As others are going to join us, right? We share the slots. So yeah, everyone can mute their microphone now, please, except Jude, who is going to be the next speaker. Jude, it's really good to see you again, love.
My Gio, I must greet you, sir. Merry Christmas. How is the family?
Merry Christmas, bro. Well, we thank God, though. How is everything over there?
Thank God. Yeah, it's Christmas. We thank God. It's been eventful. It's been very eventful. The Sabbath touch everybody, and
it's like, an experience. Share with you.
It's like Boko Haram gave us Sapa, no Shege. Then Tifnubu gave us Shege Banza and Sapa Promas. So we are suffering a collide ugly experience, which is very, very painful. And it's really very painful and worrisome that those of us in the diaspora, we're actually the ones worried about those more than those of them at home. I really don't know why a vast majority of them at home don't literally care about the happenings. I don't know. And I have noticed something about this government. I think the media, they are using the media very, very, very powerful. They're spending a lot in the media because it's so crazy to come out on the internet and see some of the lies, the white elephant projects that they are throwing around, deceiving the poor masses who are very, very gullible. And I was talking with a friend, and the lady was like, I love Nigerians especially. Nigerians are smart. I was like, no, Nigerians are not smart. They are dumb. Because if they are dumb, they won't be suffering the way they are suffering. The smart ones are no longer living in Nigeria. Only the dumb ones lives in Nigeria currently. And she was like, what do you mean by that? I was like, okay, tell me. How can you tell me a country of 220 million persons that someone who is a certificate forger, who forged his way into office, lied to 220 million persons, brought the light with evidence, and everybody bought the lies, and they couldn't even do anything. The same way we are complaining that we're suffering because of our parents took no actions, the same way we are still here doing no actions. And we always want to, we keep on repeating the same thing, but always expect different results, which is not fixable in the real world. I think those people are home. Sometimes when I hear people saying that it's we in the diaspora that need to make the move, I just look at them and laugh. How can you tell we here to make the move? It's those of them at home. If they're ready to take back their nation, if they can hit the streets, let's have a discussion. And the last time I said it, if the women of Iran can protest over the Iranian government and got victory, what about the healthy men and women in Nigeria languishing in suffering? A lot of people had, over 500 persons were killed in Plateau, but they will tell you less than 120. It's how the media operates. The killings, the ethnic cleansing. And when we complain about the Fulanization, they think it's just American propaganda. Just like using Israel as a case study, Israel was proposed to Uganda years ago. If the ancestors of Uganda didn't reject that proposal, what the people of Palestine are suffering today is what the people of Uganda will be suffering. Now that the Fulani are doing this ethnic cleansing, those of us in the south may think it's none of our business, is in the north. But when they are done with them in the north, although they have conquered the north fully, they'll move down to the south because they need the rainforest, of which we are the ones that have the rainforest. They can't, and anytime I think about Nigeria, I'm always very, very furious. It's only in Nigeria that the desert has more population than the rainforest all over the world. It's only in Nigeria. How they were able to convince us to believe these lies and accept these lies is still a mystery to me. So it's so painful, and I really don't think we have any hope in this current government.